So welcome back to my channel. This is GamerDom, and it was Warfare this weekend. One of my favourite shows, run by the Reading Wargames Association of Reading. There you go. For the last time, well, certainly for the next couple of years, at the Rivermead Centre in Reading. So Warfare 2019 at Salubrious Rivermead Leisure Centre. One of my favourite shows. Because the council are knocking it down. So apparently it's moving to Ascot Racecourse from 2020, and the aim of the club is to make it one of the biggest wargaming shows in the country. So which is exciting. It's also exciting because Ascot is just down the road from me, so it's even easier for me to get to than it previously was. So I went Sunday. First time I've done a Sunday. Usually I go on a Saturday. And it was a lot quieter. I think the footfall was probably a lot quieter than I'm used to, unless the Saturday was as well, I don't know. But the footfall was pretty quiet, and as a result it meant you had a bit of time to spend. You could get into the stalls easily, you could talk to some of the traders, which was really interesting. I don't think I can remember having the opportunity to really spend some time chatting about what ranges they're working on, where they're coming. I wish I'd videoed some of it, because there were some really interesting conversations I had. So I went with all the best intention in the world, that I'm, as you know, working through my backlog of plastics and metals. Did a pretty good job of it. I'm quite pleased with the way I'm getting, but I blew it this weekend by buying more stuff, because you got to, don't you? So first up, I wanted some British heavy cavalry to go with my sharp practice British and Portuguese army, and there was one of these discount traders there, you know, where they're everything's 20% off, and then they were doing a show bonus where if you bought 4 items, you got additional 15% off. I found 3 things very easily I wanted, and so I just had to buy a 4th, when the 4th one happened to be this one. So British Union Cavalry from Warlords, black powder. Seen people make these models, they look really cool. I'm probably going to make them as the helmeted version rather than the Scots Greys, purely because I hate painting grey horses. There's 12 plastic cavalry and 2 officers in there. So that's exciting, looking forward to building those. Oops. To go along with my American War of Independence forces, so I've got a number of Brits that I'm sort of working my way through. I got bored painting them, and I've got a load of American, or just nondescript, either loyalist or rebel military types. And I just got one of these Warlord boxes with which has 2 guns in it, which I thought would be absolutely perfect. I might make one British and one one British, one American. We'll see. A couple of officers in there as well, which is really useful. So excited about that. And then Alec, god damn his eyes, down the club on the other Friday night. He got me playing English Civil War 28mm using the pike and shot rules, which is the variant of black powder, which I like, and I really enjoyed it, and I've been looking to do it for ages, looking for an excuse. Over the years, well, over the last couple of years probably, I've collected 1 or 2 bargains when I've seen them on eBay or on bring and buy sales of some English Civil War figures. So I've just got a box of them. I've now sorted them through, and actually got quite a few figures, but obviously I had no cavalry, and yeah, I bought some cuirassiers, so they're going to be fun to make up. That was quite an expensive box actually, to be honest, but 12 metal cuirassiers, because they're metal, they were quite expensive, but with the discount, say 20% off anyway, and then an additional 15% because I bought 4 boxes, made it reasonable price. And this was the other one I saw on their stand, which is 12 armoured pikemen, again from Warlords, Yeah, so that's a pipe block to go in one of the armies, so I'm really looking forward to doing them as well. So excited with that. So having completely blown it with the English Civil War, I then went even further still. Picked up a couple of packs of these are second-hand figures that was one of the retailers was selling. 9 Musketeers from Renegade, which are lovely musketeers, really nice. And so what's this? 7 pikemen from Essex, again just to add to the pile. So that was £6, that was £11, not too bad at all. This was my bad purchase. So I went along and I went back a couple of times to First Corps. They had a stand there and they had some absolutely beautiful English Civil War figures. I mean, a lot of really good figures, full stop. I mean, the standard of their figures was just stunning. That's what I mean. I had time to go and talk to the vendor and talk to the guys on the stand and find out what they were planning. They've got some beautiful cavalry. They had these ones here, the lobster pot cavalry there on the stand, and they were beautiful. And apparently they're working on new heads to have floppy hats and what have you for the royalist type figures, and more cavalry on the way, so I'm going to keep an eye out for that. Maybe that's a purchase for Salute maybe next year if I can wait that long. But I did dive in and buy, this is one of their unit deals. Just open this up and show you. Look at this figure, you see that? Really nice, crisp figure. Very impressed with the standard of these figures. So this is, I can't remember how many it came with. Let me just check. It was 28 figures for £31, which I didn't think was too bad. So 4 command, 12 pike, 12 shot in that pack. And then I got an additional 12 shot to go with them, because that, under pike and shot rules, it's, well, the way we played it with Alec the other day, I had a block of 16 pikemen, which will be in that box, in that bag, and then 2 wings of 12 musketeers, so that makes a unit up basically. But they were so nice, I just, yeah, went for that. I'm terrible. No willpower. I also found on the Wargames Illustrated site, they had all their special figures. So I dived in there with, there's a, can't open the packet. This is a Prince Rupert figure, which I thought was really nice. Needs a little bit of cleaning up, but it's a nice cavalry, nice commander figure, and fairly unique. This one is number 211 of 500. Once 500 is done, of all these special figures, they destroy the mold. Talking to the guy there, I don't know, I didn't catch his name, probably didn't throw it, but he was talking about all the specials and all the ideas he's had this year. Basically, they bring out a different one every month. And he was looking for ideas of new characters he could do. So we were talking about doing the Sharp, the series from Sharp. So you having Richard Sharp and maybe Harper with his blunderbuss. A couple of other things, like more Viking warriors, because they seem popular and work really well with the saga rules to have special characters. So really nice with those. What else? Talking about special characters, yeah, a buxom Norse shield maiden. I don't know why I wanted that. Hadn't even had a drink at that point, but that was kind of an impulse buy. Mainly because my mate Nick was with me, and he bought. He was buying a female. He's building a female warband for a saga faction he's building, and he bought a couple of these, and I saw this one, I thought that was cool, so I bought her just to add a bit of excitement to my war bands. So in addition, slightly more practical things maybe, I bought some flags for the ECWs. So I've got 2 parliamentarian ones and 2 royalist flags. My idea is, because there's not an awful lot of difference apart from a couple of war bands, like the trained bands in English Civil War, there's not an awful lot of clothing difference or uniform differences apart from a couple of the regiments. I thought I can just swap flags, so I'm going to try and do that, and then I can make royalist or parliamentarian based on what I need to play with and who I'm playing against. That was that. Yeah, there's the details of next year's show. We're all at the Ascot Racecourse, 14th to the 15th of November next year. I also saw on the Warlords stand they were selling off some of these sails, so I bought some of these because I've got some metal ships to do for the black sails thing. And I didn't think it was too bad. You could get a pack of dark sails and light sails for £1.50. So that's a frigate and a couple of brigs. So that's 2 of those for £1.50. I got 2 lots of those, and then I got a larger third rate, which I think will go on a ship I'm going to make, the Merchantman. I know I can print these out, but these card ones are actually a lot better. So that's them. Also, as part of my backlog, I'm working through probably the first video I did, which was some time ago now, but opening up one of actually it was a Black Sunday purchase, a Black Friday purchase, I think, from Gripping Beast, where they were selling off a Saga force quite cheaply, and I bought the Saxon one and I did an unboxing, which I think was my first video, and it's just sat there. I haven't done anything with it, and so as part of my backlog painting, I've started to paint up these Saxon warriors because they're such nice figures, but you can see I need something to go on the shields, so I nipped in and bought some buckler shields. I think they're not actually for Gripping Beast. Gripping Beast didn't have any, so I bought these on. They might be a bit small, we'll see. I can always do a bit of touching up to them anyway, so I bought 2 packs of those. Because I've got about 32 figures, something like that, to paint up. I've done half of them, but the buckler shield covers will go on those. So that was that. Oh, I forgot these. These were the other second-hand purchase I got. These are, what are these? They're not sure who it is. This is by Depot Battalion. Do all these second-hand figures, which is really, really useful. I mean, nice 4 mounted royalist command, basically. Don't know who the manufacturer is, possibly Front Rank, but they look quite nice, and you always need commanders in your oh no, it was Colonel Bill. That's it. It was Colonel Bill. This was him who did them. But commanders are always useful, so that's going to be useful as well for the army. In addition, I got a spray can. This is matte varnish. Never have too much matte varnish as far as I'm concerned. And said this before, when you buy them online, the trouble is they have to ship them by courier. They can't put them in the post, so they get really expensive. So I always pick up 1 or 2 spray cans when I'm at shows because it saves in the long run. This is uniform grey, which I'm increasingly use as my undercoat. I find black is just too dark and white is too white, so the grey seems to work. So that's that. Couple of tufts. Always need some tufts to build up on the bases, so again, usually pick up 1 or 2 while I'm there. And finally, some paint. I was bizarrely running out of black army painter paint, so I got some of that and some dark tone and light tone washes because I've gone washing mad, basically. So that was basically it. And overall, my impressions of Warfare were, it was good. I met up with my mate Nick. It was like a club outing in the morning because I kept bumping into people from Farnborough Wargaming Society around the show, which was lovely. And it was a lot quieter on the Sunday. I think I would probably go again on a Sunday. It was quieter. I got a chance to look around, see the games. There weren't that many. The only thing I would say, there didn't seem to be an awful lot of participation games or display games, not as many as previous years, and I don't know whether it's just because there was nothing particularly different from the ones I saw at Colours earlier in the year. There was a lot of repeat games, and maybe that's just why it didn't get my attention. But as always, the competitions were phenomenally popular. A lot of competition gaming. Competition room. It's early and still busy. The show hasn't even opened properly. Games and games and games. I saw the bolt action tournament, which I should have been taking part in, but I dropped out a couple of months ago because I just couldn't face doing 2 days. I wish it was only 1 day. I would do it because that looks so much fun. The tables look awesome. So all in all, it was a good show. Really enjoyed it. Did my usual thing, spent far too much money, but got some stuff that I probably would have bought otherwise, but it was cheaper to buy it there on the spot. Got a bit more paint, a bit of spray cans, which I always need, a couple of tufts, which are always useful backup materials. So all in all, good show for me. Went for a few beers with Nick and suffered for it this morning. That's first world problems, huh? Anyway, hope you enjoyed this quick look at my loot haul, and I hope if you went down, you had a good show, and I hope that you managed to keep your hands in your pocket a bit longer than I did, because I was shite at it. Anyway, enjoy your games, have fun, try not to take it all too seriously, and I will see you again soon. This is Dom, signing out.